And now on this next tour, of course, you're going to be touring with Slayer.
Yep.
And you're looking forward to that?
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I grew up listening to Slayer. I love Slayer, so it's gonna be fun to tour with them. They're a great live band, and on Holy Alliance tours, been a really cool tour for the last couple of years, and they've had a lot of cool bands. So it's gonna be fun to be a part of. We get to play big venues again. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I think it's gonna be a pretty badass tour. We get to be the first time we've played over in Europe in like a year. At that one, once we do that tour, it'll be like about a year since we did the Black Crusade tour. So be nice to come back over and actually play the new stuff for the first time in Europe.
But is that intimidating to play with a band like that?
No, we've played with Metallica and Maiden. We've had a lot of big shows and big festival shows. So I think we've gotten past the point where intimidation or stage fright or anything like that. It's just gonna be a fun opportunity to get in front of a large crowd, and Slayer's got they have a good draw, and they bring a lot of people out to a show. So hopefully, playing in front of that crowd, hopefully we'll make some new fans and of people who never heard of us or maybe never really knew much about us. So it'd be just a good way to get the new record out to a lot of people in a short amount of time.
Yeah, but the Slayer crowd is also famous for being a very hard crowd to win.
We'll see what happens. I'm not really intimidated. If just go out there and you just bust your ass and put on the best shows you can. And if they like you, cool. If they don't, who gives a shit? You tried. It's not my fault they don't like cool tunes. But we toured with Slayer, or not Slayer, but Iron Maiden, and they've had they're notorious for having a very 100% Maiden crowd, and we did the European tour with them. And some of those shows, everyone was saying it was a nightmare opening for Maiden because the crowd didn't want to see anyone but Maiden, and we had some of the best shows of our lives on that tour. So I think if you just go in there and just kick some ass and you're not intimidated, I think it'll be good. So I'm looking forward to the tour. It'll be fun.
Yeah, there's nothing more you can do than giving it all.
Yeah. If they don't like you, then oh well. Nothing you can do about it. So as long as you can make some new fans, then you gain something from the show. So
back to the new record. Is there anything really new you've done with the guitar in this record?
I really like a lot of the stuff I did solo wise. We had a lot of different styled riffs, I guess, to play over. So some stuff was really kind of complicated to write something over because the riff was kind of hard to come up with anything kind of melodic wise. But I think just solo wise, it just came up with some really cool solos that had they're really catchy to listen to, and they kind of add a whole mini song in the song. And so I was just really happy with not just technique wise of doing anything new, but it was just more about just creating something that was just catchy and fun to listen to. And then other than that, it was just trying to write really catchy melodies and stuff like that. So just kind of did what I've always done, but just tried to do it better than I did in the past.
And how do you decide where a solo fits a song?
Usually when we're writing, if Matt's got a song, or I got a song, usually when you're writing the song, you kind of know which parts are a verse or a chorus, and then you have parts that you're oh, that's just the solo section. You kind of know when you're writing it what you think is going to be the part, and then it might change, it might not, but usually the solo parts are usually pretty easy to pick out. So it's just very natural for us just writing the song. You solo here, I'll solo there, and shit like that. So
there's no fighting over that?
No, it's usually pretty easy. We just kind of split them up. So it's we just kind of figure out. Well, we kind of do it as we're writing song by song where the solos are, and we just kind of you do it here, I'll do it there, and then when we're doing the record, we have all the songs. We kind of count up how many solos are on the whole record and kind of divide it in half and kind of figure out where they go or who's going to play where or something like that. So it's pretty easy. We don't really get in fist fights over it.
But do you ever try to do a solo where he was planning to do a solo if you got to go to the air or something?
Well, most of the time, a lot of the solos we're playing over the same part. It's just who goes first, who goes second kind of thing. So there's not too many times where we solo over completely different riffs. So it's pretty easy to just kind of one song I'll go first and then next song he'll go first. So just kind of change it around and stuff. So it's a pretty easy process.
And the writing process is you guys do most of the writing, you and Matt? Or?
Yeah, Paulo writes a lot too, especially on this record. He brought a lot of really cool stuff to the table, and we all three of us just write a bunch of riffs and song ideas, and then we bring them in to the studio, and then we all just kind of like show each other the riffs and jam on them, and then cut shit that doesn't really work as a full band. We start playing it. We might rewrite parts, and then someone else will come up with something. So we just all start jamming and just see what fits and what comes out or what's needed for the song.
So in the end, it is a real band effort.
Yeah. Someone might bring in like the main riffs to the song, and then everyone's kind of creative touch. Travis's drums, and then usually like Paulo brings in a song. I write all like the guitar melodies over it, and Matt's stuff. We all just kind of like each have like something to add to the sound that makes the Trivium song. So there's like each person brings a kind of little element to the table to kind of finish it off.
Has anybody ever brought something in that the rest of the guys thought like, man, that sucks?
If we do, we usually just kind of move on, like next. We don't really feel like doing that. So that's usually by the time we actually get into rehearsing, we all record like little guitar demos where it's just like a little MP3 with just like the guitar parts that we wrote, and then usually by the time we go into the studio to start rehearsing the songs as a band, we usually have erased the shit that we don't want to use anyway. So by the time we actually go in, we're playing all the stuff that we kind of all picked out that we wanted to use. So,
well, thank you very much for your time.
Cool. Thank you. Toasted.